Senior Rotax will finish us off, and it's the Dalry Diamond himself in pole position. Lewis Gilbert alongside James Johnson, Kai Hunter and Teddy Clinton from Brad Barrett and Dan Yates. Jensen Watts is alongside Morgan Porter from Will Ellswood. The O-plate, Reese Hunter. Watch out for the likes of Oakley Pryor, 12th position. He's sure to be one to challenge. Machi Himera should storm his way through the field. Ben Burgess, Tom Adams and Reese Hurd out of position. And keep an eye on the likes of Edmonds, Nelson King, Tiernan Rourke, Ryan Taylor-Truman, who won the B final ahead of Brandon Klein-Nagelvort, Ryan Luscombe and Alex Baker. They're all sure to be competitive in this one. So there's lots of overtaking on the way. Get ready. Blast to the first corner. Let's race at Clay Pigeon. Charging through to the hairpin, and Gilbert hangs on. But it's all going to get very tight and compressed through these first few corners into the S's for the first time. How on earth have they stayed out of trouble? That is an absolute swarm of bees through the S's as up the inside. Brad Barrett tries to pick off a couple of drivers in the apex and has got up to third. Great work from the Sodi driver. It's a brand new operation, of course, the Sodi-based team Brad Barrett now races with. And they're up in third position. Brad Barrett going well. Gilbert leads the way though. Kai Hunter in a brilliant second place. Then it's Barrett, Johnson, Clinton, Dan Yates, Porter, Watts. It's getting a little bit hectic. Oh, it's too hectic! Off goes James Johnson. Well, he's not going to win the O-plate today. Former British Open champion, and he's ended up being spat out of the queue. I think he ended up actually mounting one of the other carts. Oh, and that's another kart in dire straits. Now that looks like Teddy Clinton. So let's have another look again. Clinton goes through on the inside. Here comes the move from Johnson. He gets squeezed. Up he goes. And yeah, you can see that Teddy Clinton's had damage. The exhaust's been dislodged from his kart. So the two teammates have hit each other. That's the first rule of motor racing, isn't it? Whatever you do, don't hit your teammate. And unfortunately, Johnson and Clinton now have some explaining to do back at base camp. So it's going to be a very interesting race battle from here. Moves galore. I can't keep up with them all as they charge in a hands hairpin. But the leading trio, as a result of that little moment between Johnson and Clinton, they have scarpered off up front. So it's Gilbert, Hunter and Barrett. They're well clear up in the lead of the race. And in fourth position, that looks like Morgan Porter on the GP plate. Yes, it is. Here comes the move on the inside of Gilbert from Hunter. Gilbert comes straight back to the inside, and Barrett's going to go through as well. Great racing in Senior Rotax. Fastest lap of the race too for Morgan Porter as he tries to catch up to the leading trio. Let's watch again this brilliant overtake from Hunter, but he doesn't shut the door. That's the problem. Gilbert sees it happen, comes straight for the switchback, and he actually gets some assistance from Brad Barrett. That's what makes the move impossible for Hunter to sustain, but he's got back in a second. Nicely done. He obviously picked off Brad Barrett halfway round the lap again, and look how much closer Porter is this time. Reese Hunter down in 7th behind Yates and Ellswood has set the fastest lap of the race as he tries to close up. Meanwhile, Sam Stansbury has got himself a bit of a battle on his hands as Jensen Watts and Oakley Pryor charge their way through the field. Oakley Pryor going well, the number 2. Oh, big lunge, and it's gone wrong for Kai Hunter. He drops to 4th. So Kai Hunter, and will that be a front fairing? That's the problem, because he's gone straight in with the nose. Looking at the front fairing position, do you know, I think he's okay, actually. Look again up the inside, it's a big lunge, and you can see the front fairings wobbled. I don't think that's out of position. I think that's all right. He has got away with that one. That's a big get-out-of-jail-free card for Kai Hunter. He'll drop to 4th, possibly 3rd at the most. Yeah, it is 4th, behind Porter, but now he can come and have another go at it. So Gilbert in front of Barrett, Porter, Hunter, Yates and Ellswood as they come up out of buttons. This is going to be a tough challenge. Oh, Ellswood's got a problem! And Hunter, well, I think that was Jensen Watts actually, just nearly went straight into the back of him. And that's going to be a big issue. Ellswood is going to be out of this race. And the marshals are running to him to clear his kart because that's on the main straight. It is a dangerous position, so they need to get him away before there's an issue. But Ellswood, disaster. 6th position gone, and now look at the top 4. They are very close together, and all of them are great winners in their own right on the national scene. Lewis Gilbert from Dalry in Scotland, Bradley Barrett aboard the Sodi, Morgan Porter, the current GP plate holder, and in 4th place, Kai Hunter, one of the best in the northeast. Here we go, and that's the move from Porter, straight on the inside. Hunter's got the space to get there as well. Into 3rd position they go. Many big names on the national scene at British Championship level, but they obviously love to come and play for an open title when they get an opportunity. and there's none more competitive than the Rotax Festival in this part of the country. Absolutely amazing racing as the drivers continue to push on. You can see how busy the paddock is this weekend. So many teams and drivers wanting to contest this one. It's literally gone all the way round to the upper side of Buttons. You don't often get many awnings all the way to there, but obviously a combination of social distancing and big interest makes that one work. 36 blasts up the inside line. That's Jensen Watts pulling off a good move out of the Billy's blind turn and into the S's. So that finishes off the move nicely there for Watts. You've still got a great little tussle in the midfield, and we say this time and time again, even if you're not competing for the win, you've still got to battle with your rivals, you've still got to overhaul them, because the amazing skills and the racecraft that you learn this time from beating the drivers that you're going up against, the 11th, 12th, 13th place maybe, you could be in the hunt for the win next time. Up the inside, lovely move there from the 67 of Jack Steadman. Again, another stereotypical move into Billy's blood. 2 or 3 into the S's won't go, but that's a great overtake from Oakley Pryor. I think that's him past Dan Yates. So Pryor up into the top 6 there, I think, as he tries to close up on Reese Hunter. But of course, nowadays, in the top 5, you've got Kai Hunter and his older brother Reese. They are together in the same class nowadays. We always knew it was going to happen eventually. But Kai Hunter is actually starting to be a bit of a thorn in the side of his elder brother. He's actually quicker than him from time to time. I wonder if the brother who finishes behind the other does the dishes. If not, there's a suggestion for Daddy Hunter right there. Up the inside though! Again! A late lunch on Gilbert! And this time he hits the front! Kai Hunter, resilient and determined throughout, and he makes it stick. So now Kai Hunter in the lead in front of Gilbert and Porter. And Lewis Gilbert in 2nd place, chasing after Kai Hunter, with Morgan Porter in 3rd place, chasing them down. And Reese Hunter is now in P4, I notice. So he's dealt with Bradley Barrett, who is falling into the clutches of Oakley Pryor, the man who knows this place as if it's his back garden. And Pryor has had to fight his way through from 12th on the grid. He's now P6, and he's got plenty of time to move forward. We're on lap 12, which is essentially the halfway lap in this 23-lap encounter. 11 laps either side of it. So this is going to be a tough one to win for Kai Hunter. He's still got pressure from the 3 men behind. Gilbert, Porter, and his older brother Reese. Pryor's up to 5th. He's got the move done. So Pryor is past Barrett, up into P5 now. And Porter is swarming all over the Tony kart of Lewis Gilbert as they charge their way through the S's. Even in the midfield, you've still got plenty of drivers chucking the kart in over the curbs and hoping it lands nicely. Thinking about trajectory and landings as much as a Boeing 747 pilot. Off of Buttons, and up towards top bend. They'll come into the pit straight, and Porter just slightly out of his line compared to Gilbert, just looking for a little bit more of an edge and getting some support from Reese Hunter. But they do need to get on with this quickly, otherwise Kai Hunter is going to be away with the fairies up front. Nice move again from Steadman as he gets the move this time on Jensen Watts. So he ploughs up the inside line into Billy's blind and makes the move work. So Kai Hunter in the lead, Gilbert 2nd, Porter 3rd, Reese Hunter is 4th in the O-plate. Now that's not the 0, that is the O-plate. It denotes the Open Champion, which of course is what he has held for the last 12 months or so. I say 12 months, it's obviously based on when the last Rotax Festival was held, a little bit earlier in the year than this year, based on the COVID-19 outbreak. 3 of them together in one, and Reese Hunter dives on the inside of Porter. That was so nearly an airborne moment. Let's watch it again as Reese Hunter leaves nothing on the table. He's got past Porter on the inside line and then carries the speed through as Porter comes up the inside, locks wheels with Gilbert on the curb on the inside from Reese Hunter and into 3rd position, that is, to get past Morgan Porter. Goodness me. Reese Hunter absolutely running the gauntlet. And now he's going to make the move on the inside of Gilbert. Hunter brothers 1 and 2 now. Kai in front of Reese. Reese Hunter into 2nd place. Wasn't it Will Patton who said in the movie Remember the Titans, there's a fine line between tough and crazy, and you're flirting with it. Absolutely incredible. That was an amazing move from Reese Hunter on the previous lap, and that set him up for a charge for 2nd this time. So in the same way that the Schumacher brothers ruled the roost for a couple of seasons in Formula 1, the Hunter brothers are ruling the roost in Senior Rotax right here in the Rotax Festival at Clay Pigeon. Kai leading Reese, younger brother in front of older brother for a change. Gilbert, Porter, Pryor, Barrett, Steadman, Watts, Yates and Stansbury in the top 10. The fastest man on track is that man, Nelson King. He's just pulled off an overtaking move to get into 11th position, but he set the fastest lap about 4 laps ago. 33.72. Not even the leaders can match that pace at the moment. That was a big moment there for Gilbert too. Porter trying to get on him, and the back end stepped out. Gilbert puts his hand in the air as if to say, "You sure? Do you think that's a good overtake, do you?" It wasn't. So Gilbert obviously holding station in 3rd place. And now here comes Oakley Pryor. He's got a chance of it. Oh, Brad Barrett's lost 6th position. That's Watts who's crept up into P6 in front of Barrett and Steadman. So he's managed to get past both of them in one fell swoop by the look of it. So Gilbert is now backed up into Porter and Pryor. This is going to be interesting for Lewis Gilbert. He's a master of his craft in all forms of karting. He was a junior star and now very much a senior star as well. One of those drivers that can switch disciplines with plenty of speed and pace. Very quick indeed in Rotax. They come through the S's, up towards Hans Hairpin. Is Porter going to make his lunge? Now it's too high risk at this point of the race. You've still got a good 4.5 laps in the can, so you can't afford to make any major risks at this point. You've got to know that the move is on. And after a couple of laps ago, when they twitched together, when front and rear fairings lock together, you know you're pushing the limits out of the final turn. Pryor's pushing onto the back of them, checking over his left shoulder. Porter knows he's got to get on with it now. Yikes! That's Oakley Pryor on my tail. Got to get on with this now. Up the inside, Gilbert's not going to leave that door open. No chance. Up towards Hans Hairpin again, and Pryor's going to make the bid. Pryor actually gestures to Morgan Porter there into the braking zone. What are you waiting for, man? Go for him. He's slowing us up. Get on with it. So Gilbert still holds 3rd. Porter in 4th place. Pryor getting frustrated in 5th position. Come on, man. Pull your sleeves up. Get on with it. Out of the final turn. 3 laps to go. Hunter's 1 and 2. And this epic tussle for 3rd place. Meanwhile, in 6th position, that is Jensen Watts, Steadman and Nelson King up into 8th place. It's all gone terribly wrong for Bradley Barrett. He's now fallen outside the top 10. He's lost another position there to Tom Edmonds. So whatever has happened to Brad Barrett, whether it's a slight miscalculation in tyre pressures, whatever it might be, it's tumbled him down the order. There is a fine line between success and failure on a circuit like this, when you've got to push the limits and you're barely on the brake pedal around this circuit. Some drivers have told me in the past they only really hit the brakes twice over the course of a lap. Kai Hunter leading the race. I'm hearing, though, that there is an investigation going on. Now, that's got to be for the incident between him and Lewis Gilbert earlier on, but if he gets a penalty, that's going to ruin everything. Oakley Pryor banzais on the inside of Morgan Porter, takes the place for 4th position. Porter squeezes him onto the grass. Goodness me, that could have been a monumental shunt, but they get away with it. Oakley Pryor is going to be hopping mad, though, but Morgan Porter is just racing hard. If you're going to back out, if you're going to give him no space at all, that's your choice. You've just got to choose to bail out or commit. Last lap. And in they come, up towards the first corner. Oh, Jensen Watts! He catches a wheel on the grass and spat out into the barriers at Billy's Blind. And that costs him a crack at the top 6. What a shame for Jensen Watts. He's out of the race. It looks as though Kai Hunter is going to cross the line in 1st place. Whether or not he'll get a penalty or not, we'll have to find out afterwards. But it's 1-2 for the Hunter brothers for the moment. Kai Hunter wins it, Reese Hunter 2nd, Lewis Gilbert in 3rd position in front of Porter and Pryor. So post-race, after 2 hours of discussion, an initial 5-second penalty is given to Kai Hunter, but it's overturned on appeal. So Hunter is declared the winner in front of his brother Reese. Lewis Gilbert holds 3rd in front of Porter and Pryor. Steadman is P6 in front of Stanbury, Edmonds, Brandon Haig, and rounding out the top 10, Machi Himera. What a dramatic end to the Rotax Festival.
Kai, it's been a long-winded appeal process, but it looks like you've won your appeal, having initially been excluded. Just talk us through what's happened.
Well, just went into the clocks office there, and they overturned the 5-second penalty that I got. They thought, like we did, that was a racing incident, and nothing more I can say. I'm just so glad I've won.
And it's a long trip, isn't it, from Sunderland to here? So who do you want to thank for your victory this weekend?
Dan Holland Racing, Time Racing Engines, me family, everyone involved, Liam Wright Racing as well, who's my mechanic for the weekend. Yeah, just everyone that's helped us.
Okay, well done.
Thank you very much.
Another epic Rotax Festival from Clay Pigeon. TDI Media will be back next week for the 2020 London Cup from Rye House. See you then.